Gather round, my good people, for the word of the juicy news. And on the fourth day, he rode into the village on a bull with green horns, wearing his fluffy slippers. He was approached by Paper Hand Pete, who said to him, my lord, I have lost faith in my cup of orange juice and my diamond hands. Why have thou forsaken me? And so he turned to him and said, my child, your hands are made of paper. You are smelly and have fur, and you poop in the woods. You might actually be a soy boy bear. And so he placed his hand on Paper Hand Pete's forehead and said, don't look at your portfolio. I hear the holy global liquidity index is rising. This is the juicy word. Peace be with you. And there we go, baby dolls. Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. We are witnessing a poopy time, a red Rektember time. The jobs data, some say data, came out, and jobs was actually in line, but we pooped anyway. Most importantly, this is the FOMC interest rate expectation differential, and we have a 70% odd chance of a 25 basis point cut. So the data was crappy, but not too crappy to make them try to panic for a 50 basis point cut. Now, baby dolls, Jimmy Cramer is still turbo bearish. I'm going to show you some tweets later on, which is going to show you this. This is the Bitcoin channel. A lot of people think we're going to go much lower. I've seen some Uncle Bobby Lucas posts where he just draws literally a line up. he's just got a line up from here. So I guess we'll see what happens. But first, it's nice to look at the others BTC ratio. The others BTC ratio, friends, it is going sideways. It's very unfortunate that it hasn't started to rocket. But by this time, Bitcoin was supposed to be breaking its all-time high. It's not. That's why it's actually taken a while. Because why are we not moving up yet? Well, it's balancing the fact that the 4-year cycle, it's not actually 4 years, it's a bit less. So Bitcoin's halvening, it's like 3.8 years, not 4 years. And if you go back to 2020, the halvening was in May, but our halvening this time was in April. So more time has elapsed. It's more like a month and a half extra has elapsed. However, we're still stuck here because it's September. There's a seasonality. And obviously, the stock market rules all, and it's kind of a reflection of how everybody feels. And so we have not been seeing any risk on appetite yet. What I'm going to do now, baby dolls, is play some nice gentle angel music for us, because we're going to need a lot of gentle angel music for this. This is the Bitcoin weekly chart. Technically, it is still green. Okay, it is still green. And the critical point is $52,100, and that would be poopy times for us, like end of poopy times, more like a sewer of poop. And we need to close under there to really change the trend of what's been happening so far. But as we look at it right now, it is still green. And when usually, friends, just to show you, right, in the past, it's never like gone sideways. Actually showing the previous time, it's never like gone sideways and then flipped down unless you were like really, really early in the Bitcoin halvening. Before that, when it changes, it was basically just like, it's like, okay, in like 1 or 2 months, it's pretty much over. There's none of these fake outs and stuff. But this is the Mt. Gox Ponzi fractal that's been happening so far. So remember, that's a weekly super trend. That's 3 times the average distance. So if you're going 3 times the average distance down or up, it's a very significant move. But so far, we're holding up. And the Bitcoin dominance, friends, is still hanging around here. Remember, these things, okay, we want them to just go like that. But it's taking its time. It's taking its time. It's very, very dangerous, I think, to be in Bitcoin. Whereas everyone's saying it's like probably like, it's risk-free to be in Bitcoin. Obviously, I have Bitcoin. I'm just telling you, like, trying to predict where the next narrative is going to come or what's going to happen or how we're going to get ourselves out of this, that is always a recipe for disaster, okay? But that's literally, you are waiting for the crowd to confirm something for you, and that usually means it doesn't go too well. Now, speaking of not going too well, Ethereum is bonked, man. Ethereum, friends, this is the 12-month candle for Ethereum. Ethereum now has a red candle for the year, man. That is absolutely garbage. Wow. And it's meant to be Ethereum, man. I know every other altcoin's down, but they're all dog shit copycats anyway. You know, Ethereum was a real invention, man. How are you down on the year? You had a Bitcoin ETF, okay? You had an Ethereum ETF. You've had 9 months of the year. All of that counteracted by third cycle curse. Vitalik got a girlfriend. You see that? I want you to remember this for the rest of your life, friends. This cycle curse, it overpowered every news event you could ever get. So think about that. I've been telling you since 2022, third cycle curse, third cycle curse, third cycle curse, no matter what news came out. And of course, friends, there's going to be people turbo bullish. Let's say have like 3,000 ETH, like Davey Soy Hoffman and all the bankless guys, the ETH Maxis. Yeah, they're going to be like, no, you didn't price in an Ethereum ETF. That surprised you. Therefore, we should be much higher. But now you get to see, friends, the news doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, okay? The market has all these thousands of variables it's computing. You can't just get one news and go, oh, well, this changes everything. Not very often either. But before we go on to a bit of the macro data, friends, remember CZ, Binance CZ gets out of jail in this month. And I know you're like, well, what's that got to do with anything? Let me tell you something. That probably has more to do with markets on a spiritual level than anything else. And I think that will counteract any of this other stuff. I think. I don't know. I think. Now, this was all the US jobs data that came out. And the number of the jobs was it was a bit weaker than expected, so no one cares about that. But the important part was the unemployment rate was 4.2% as estimated. So it's cracking. The economy, of course, the economy's been cracking. Oh, it's always cracking. A recession's always coming. But it didn't go as fast as everyone thinks. Now, here's the thing, man. You're probably wondering, well, why did the prices go down? Because it's a bit more complicated than that, man. It's not about what's happening now. It's where everyone thinks it's going to be in 6 months. So the market already knows, oh, you're going to cut 6 times. But now people are trying to figure out, hey, we're going to be a bit more wonky than you guys think. Maybe you need to cut 8 times instead of 6 times in a row. So that's something that is the market's trying to compute right now. But for now, all you can look at really is that stonk market index and pray for better times. But really, I mean, like if you're looking at it, friends, I mean, like this is the 1 month chart of stonky stonks. You're looking at it, oh my God, it's like everyone's gone wild after this, bro. You're 4.5% down. Friends, you can't even call this anything. You're 4.5% down. So yes, maybe you go down here. Maybe you scare everyone. I don't know. End of times, as always. But like it's a 4.5% move. And then, yeah, we've seen this happen so many times, right? So stocks go up, crypto can't go up. Stocks go up more, crypto's a disaster. Stocks start to go sideways. We go down. But then stocks go down a little bit, we capitulate because we're so weak. That feels like what's happening right now, where we're not correlating with these things on the way up. And it's very sad, but it is what it is, man. These things take time, and it's not always perfect. The ultimate arbiter of friendship and kindness is Mr. Russell 2000. And Mr. Russell 2000 has a poopy chart. Remember, we need Mr. Russell 2000 to go above the high to really usher in risk-on sentiment. We are not seeing that whatsoever. It is the one that's lagging. So that's why, we're not, I'm glad, right? We're informed. We're not really thinking about, oh, why aren't we moving up? Why aren't we moving up? We're not really stressing about it. We're like, oh, crap, nothing has appeared. We're just waiting forever, okay? The panic mode would be if Russell 2000 was up, the US economy stuff was up, and then we're not moving. That's the panic. It's almost like when I say with PulseChain, okay, the panic isn't what PulseChain and Hex's price are when Ethereum is at this dog shit 2,200, whatever it is going to go. You know what I mean? That's not the panic part. The panic part is if you're not doing that well and Ethereum is $7,000. Okay, that's what you're paying for. And remember, friends, crypto is a long duration asset. It's long duration. And especially the risky part of the risk curve, it is what you're doing is essentially you're buying a long-term bond with good growth rate. So it's not really a bond, but it's like buying a long-term bond and you can't touch it in between. It's so illiquid and thin. That's our volatility of altcoin. Oh, down 80%, down 90%, go up, go down. You literally can't touch it. Your exit opportunity only comes at the end of the bull market. And so the riskier your stuff, the more longer you have to wait pretty much. For example, if you're in Bitcoin, the least risky, you could get out now if you want. You're like, oh, what am I missing out on? Another 2 or 3 or 4x. You see what I mean? You've got a big chunk of the move, whereas altcoins haven't got anything to be proud of. However, they're not going to have Bitcoin's not going to have the mad gains, right? So you sacrifice that. So when you're going down the risk curve, you're sacrificing the ability to get out early. See, people want to sell Bitcoin, they can, but you just got to think about it. Hey man, how much longer can they keep this thing on the lid? Because they printed a crap load of money. Okay, so that's what ultimately we're trying to figure out. I want to show you this while I play some Halo music, friends. This is going to be amazing, okay? The collapse of Ethereum. The collapse of ETH. By the way, look at the date. September 2018. Okay, so this man, Vitalik, so this is when he was a single man. He was full of chi. He had extreme semen retention, right? It's probably like, I'm not joking, like his sperm was probably like radioactive, bending space-time, doing backflips. You know what I mean? It's probably, when you zoom into Vitalik's sperm, friends, they probably have like that little, science table, and they got little test tubes and a little microscope. They're probably like doing scientific experiments themselves. But if we go back and check out what was actually Ethereum doing back then, we can go and have a look. September 2018. I remember this, friends. There was a big capitulation that was coming right after that. Here you go. So September 2018 was right here. See, it actually did go down. It was $200, about $200. So it, look, of course, went down more, but this was like right after a big bull run, right? Just showing you that these things keep coming. The collapse is inevitable. It's all over. I don't know. We've sat through that, and now we're just wondering, hey, when are we going to get the it's not over part? Because it's been a long time. Now, for some more friendship and kindness, shout out to this Bok guy. I forgot his name, but there's a seasonality chart here, friends. It's awesome. So what they do is they get the average September in a Bitcoin halving year. All right, they get the average September line, and funny enough, we are exactly where we should be for Bitcoin. We're literally at the exact man, that's just, how do these happen, man? Friends, we even started pumping. Look at this. We started pumping first in our September, and look, we just come back and mean revert to what the average September is. It's just, man, it's just crazy how these things work out. Why? It's different year, different. It is what it is, okay? So this pretty much means it's poop for the rest of September. You never know, man. Something comes out here, US economy cracks again, they print. You never know, anything like that could happen, or you go down further, and then you come back up, and you catch up later. You don't know what it is, okay? But we're around the bottom. We're literally, like, this seasonality says, because average September is about 5, 6, 7, 8% down. But remember, that's closing, right? So, but it's funny to see them all play out. I have a lovely comment here from Tortuga. Shout out to you, sir. Friend of the channel. I don't know why everyone is so sad about this price action. Did you guys go long and quit your jobs? I literally put 80% of every month paycheck into crypto, and I've accumulated larger bags than I ever could imagine. Yeah, so if you really want to know, of course, you play devil's advocate. I was like, don't be sad. Don't be sad. Friends, the people who say, don't worry, they just literally disappear for a month. They're not watching it. The truth is, Mr. Tortuga, is most people around you, okay, they did what you were doing by like throwing all their money in 2020 and then 2021. And they added heaps. And now they've either round-tripped, lost everything, or like round-trip basically to zero, or they're barely up 1 or 2. They basically lost everything, okay? They basically gave everything back. So you're saying it from a new perspective. You get the DCA now, all right? And here's the thing. You might as well, not just you, but people new, what they're looking at is they're looking at last cycle returns. So they're all going to get trapped. Because how do you think the people around you got sad now? It's because in 2021, they looked at the 2017 returns and said, oh, we've got like a while to go. Bitcoin's got another 3 to 4x to go. These altcoins have got another 10x. They haven't even broken their all-time highs properly. Do you see? And now they're still holding 3.5 years later from that point. It's literally been like 4-year holding. Pain. And it's still making lower lows for most stuff. I hope you understand this pain stuff now. And now, like, they're just being told, oh, it's going to come back. Yeah, but how much is it going to come back? Is it going to retrace? Is it going to do what Tron did, which is miss this bull market and then go up? That's what I'm telling you, that altcoin dispersion, it's a big real thing. So obviously, I'm not here to scare anyone. I'm just telling you, hey, do you want to know what these people are feeling? That's what they're feeling, okay? By the way, you don't know if you're guaranteed a 50x in ending. You could be up like you don't know, right? You could be up an 8x. It stops there, and then it drops 80%. And you are still only 2x onside from here, and now it's the year 2027. That could happen, right? Year before the next Bitcoin halving, right? So that's ultimately how people become bag holders long term. But hopefully we don't get to that point. That's why you have to do more and more work. You have to take bigger bets, man. That's it. You can't just go buy anything anymore. The top 10, the top 100 coin gave 70x from 2015 to 2017 cycle. 70, right? The same top 100 average coin only did a 14x last cycle. So it went from 70x average, it was actually 100x. 100x from the bottom to the top, and then it became 14x. So look at this dividing by 8. If you have to divide by 8 again, it's going to be like a 2x. From here now, it's going to be too low. Maybe it's like 5 to 10. You see what I mean? Like these things are getting less and less and less and less. And then, how do you even know your coins are going to move? You don't know that. You know there are people still holding coins from 20. Like look at XRP. They literally, XRP had 30% dominance of the whole industry, man. You see what I mean? So it's not so easy. Now, Fed's wall, our friends. So this is one of the Fed agent guys. So this is what happens, friends. Whenever the US Fed has data and stuff coming out and the market starts reacting, they send one of their talkers out. They go put them on TV and they have like something to tell. They know, they basically smooth the market over. So Fed's Waller, he said, if it's appropriate, we will advocate for front loading the cuts. Translation, this is what I'm telling you. If you guys shit the effing bed, we will just start cutting rates 50 basis points or 70 basis points at a time. And I write crypto poop anyway. This is fine, right, everybody? So this is Fed Waller out here. He says, it's likely a series of reductions in policy rate will be appropriate. That's how they talk, you know. I would also cut at consecutive meetings if the data calls for it. If future data shows significant deterioration in labor market, Fed can act quickly and forcefully. So he's saying, see, it's funny. They're programmed, pre-prepared words to let the market yield curve know, hey, we're not going to like cut once and then see what inflation is, okay? We're not going to cut once and do that. We're just going to keep cutting. We're going to cut the whole way. So start pricing in friendship for the next 18 months. Don't do this bizzo where you like price in 2 cuts and then hold for like 6 months and then, you know, wait for our word again. No. Like price that in now. That's what their intention is. Now, speaking of all that, friends, we do have, we're going to, you know what? We're going to play some actual pump music because he's back. He's back. Jim Cramer, truly horrendous day. No other way to encapsulate the action. He's actually got a few ones, friends. So he just keeps tweeting down and down and down. Don't forget, friends, Jimmy Boy, Jimbo was tweeting Bitcoin down as well. So I remember, friends, up here, he was talking about number go down. He was tweeting it he a lot. He started, Jim Cramer was bearish. It went up, this Bitcoin ETF, by the way. It went up and up and up. He was tweeting turbo bearish down here. You know what I might do? I actually want to show you the power of the Jimmy Boy Cramer. Let's actually go back and let's look at the daily chart because I remember this. Remember, I was so skeptical of that Trojan horse. But when you have Jim Cramer, he literally, friends, down here 23rd of January, man, he did 5 tweets. 5 bearish tweets. Bang, 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 bang. And then this is where he said, number go down. And I remember saying, okay, look, I still think the ETF's a Trojan horse, but when Jim Cramer puts out 5 bearish tweets in the space of a week, it can only mean you break the all-time high. And in my shock, it just started going up. Oh, man. So he has done multiple bearish tweets on Stonks now. Let's see if it works out. Now, we are battling a lot of turmoil out there. You have the red yearly candle for Ethereum, friends, Ethereum. And here's the thing. I feel sorry for Ethereum Maxis because Bitcoin Maxis can be extremely what they call toxic, right? Because, you know, friends, I love Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to go up. Bro, keep being toxic. I don't care. You know, keep doing it. I need someone to defend the temple, right? You want them to be toxic, but they are toxic, okay? Don't bother changing their views or anything. And they become very arrogant and stuck, like it's just really arrogant, okay? Ethereum guys only became like 10% as arrogant as them. 10%, all right? 10%. And they get punished for it hard. They're getting embarrassed. So I feel for them because the Bitcoin toxicity, it's taken over the industry. Pretty much you had Bitcoin dominance this run, sucked up a lot of liquidity. Bitcoin's a layer 1 tech, does nothing, takes 4 hours to move something. You can't even do anything on it. But hey, it's got the name and stuff, okay? But Ethereum guys cop it. I don't know if you guys know, friends, but I remember me as a kid, I would always watch bad kids do like get away with stuff. Like, and they do like really bad things, you know, like throw fruit at the window, you know, like steal stuff from a teacher, just like start banging on the locker, whatever it is, just doing a lot of bad stuff. And I remember just watching that. And yeah, because you're cool, you're young and you're impressionable. Like, if I tried to do the tiniest little thing of being a bad boy, I would literally get pulled up on it like straight away. I would never get away from it. Like, I wouldn't even like be throwing fruit at a window. I would just go stand next to a window that we're not supposed to stand to. Like, get out of here. And I'm thinking, look, what the hell, man? But the retard kids, they're doing backflips on these and breaking stuff. How come they don't get in trouble as much? Then I come to realize over time, you ever hear that saying, friends? Stay in your lane. Oh my God, it's so true. It is so true, friends. You know how many times I'm browsing Twitter with you guys, and I'll watch like a Twitter personality or character. They'll go a bit off character. I'm like, no, bro, go back. Stop doing this. You know, that's what all I will do sometimes. I'll just joke and stuff here and there, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like we love putting everything and people in a box. And Ethereum guys, you get to see now, they stepped out of their box to be a bit, they started being a bit pompous, and it got to them. And now they have the third cycle curse, right? So it's programmed into the cycle, man. So you didn't even really need to know the stories. You just go, oh, well, third cycle curse. So will they be able to get themselves out? Yeah, fourth cycle. But we don't need to really wait that long for the rest of the crypto industry. Because remember, Ethereum's third cycle curse. Yeah, Ethereum's going to be a bit poop, but I think all the other altcoins are going to find it easier to gain back on their ETH ratios. So for example, what I want to show you is Link ETH, which is ChainLink ETH. And like, you can look at this for every single chart. You see that, friends, is still rounding off. So, man, we really need these things to pump the crap. And I mean, we can see that, right? So it's still garbage, still rounding off it. There's XRP ETH, there's Tron ETH. Basically, a lot of coins, they have to catch up back to their ETH price chart. And you're taking on more risk with these. You deserve more. But Ethereum Maxis, obviously, they understand how hard it is to pick an altcoin that can actually outperform ETH. But yeah, that was back then, man. See, we've got to remember, people talking about risk, friends, during these times, if they're talking about ETH, I was like, obviously no one was listening, but I was telling everybody in 2022, I go, dude, Ethereum was in its first and second cycle. The God tier unicorn blue chip, okay? It's okay for our altcoins to go crap against ETH last cycle. It's okay because it was in its second cycle, man. Now it's in its third. It's slowing down more. Okay, but no one understood these concepts of cycles and stuff. You want to know why? Because the crypto industry did not know a big part of your product market fit is how old the coin is. Okay? So you get that through your heads, friends. You get that through your cute little heads. I got a peanut brain. I'm just here to tell you. A big part of your product market fit capability is how old you are, how new you are. If you are new, you have a big advantage. For new people coming in, a big advantage. That's cycle one coins. You get to see that, okay? You have a new narrative that gets attached to you. Because once you get a narrative on you, it's very hard to change. If Bitcoin's never going to be a meme coin, for example. Bitcoin is never going to be a privacy chain coin. Bitcoin's never going to be real-world assets or AI. It's never going to be that. It's just going to be its own store of value, right? But that's Bitcoin. That's unicorn. You see what I mean? So that's why a lot of people had this hard time computing it. Why? Because I kept saying, look, the community is the asset, not the code. But back then, people believed the code was an asset. They really did. No, there's a proof of work thing or there's a code thing. No. That's not what actually makes everything go up. And it sucks because you would like people to create code and have something to base on. No. It's the people around it. It's the consensus that some people think is valuable. Just like Jim Cramer's consensus, still no let up from this selling wave. At this point, let it rain. It's just, man, he was so bullish, and I was like, Jimmy boy. That, by the way, that was his fourth bearish tweet, friends. I'm just telling you, man. Like, remember the Bitcoin ETF one? He did 5. He literally did 5. I was in shock. He just kept going, bang, number go down. Oh man, this type of stuff makes me happy, friends. Check this out. So shout out to Coconut Kai. He's actually in a nice forest lodge. And he's got... Who's this? He's got his big cute... He's got his cute baby in the background. Cute toddler. That's funny. So... It's kind of funny just seeing my head pop up in the universe and just people having like meaningful conversations and me just spinning out these crazy hats. everything going on. Speaking about spinning crazy stuff, friends, Uncle Petey Schiff is back. That's right, I said it. Schiff. Attention, Michael Saylor. Bitcoin needs another bailout. It's time for MicroStrategy to take one for the team and borrow another $1 billion to buy more. So he's playing on the fact. So if you've been watching the whole time, friends, as Bitcoin goes up, Uncle Petey's bear narratives morph over time. So whatever the new thing is, he fuds it. And then now that's the old thing. Now he moves on to the new thing in 3 years, right? Every single time. So what's the new thing, right? Michael Saylor borrowing on MicroStrategy to buy. He's now going after that. He's not talking about all the other stuff. He's not talking about quantum stuff or any other. It's interesting how he just keeps morphing. So like he's one of the bears, right? Remember I told you, well, the bull market ends, okay, when you kill the final bear. Okay, so maybe when Peter Schiff at the very end, just to let you know, friends, okay, this is actually not me. This is actually confirmed. Up here, this is Bitcoin monthly chart, okay? Bitcoin at the around here, Uncle Peter Schiff capitulated. He has a tweet here. He said, now that Bitcoin is 50K, I will admit it's more likely that it hits 100K before zero. But it's still going to zero ultimately. Okay, that was his form of capitulation. You see, but no one was taking it. I was like, oh crap, that's a big warning sign. He actually ushered the word 100K. Okay, so look out for the next one, right? Look out for that next one where Uncle Peter Schiff says it. We don't know how it's going to appear, but it's interesting to watch. Got some nice loving fun here. Crypto challenge. Crypto industry stops scamming for 3.5 years since the top. Impossible. Yeah, man. So it has been 3.5 years since the top. This is meant to be the final poopy September, but like, you know, at the beginning of the year, I kept mentioning to you, okay, man, but yeah, all that September data assumes an exact 4-year cycle, but we don't get an exact 4-year cycle. It's like more 3.8 to 3.10. 3 years, 8 months and 3 years, 10 months. It's not actually the 4 years. So, but unfortunately what happens is the seasonality is more bigger than we think. So the Bitcoin halvening is not that relevant. It's actually literally the global liquidity cycle. That's the relevant part. Now, because you're a pumpkin, cutie pie, I'm going to show you the global liquidity index, friends. It actually ticked up again. Like, it's just, they keep printing money. Print. You see this? You see these lines, friends? They're literally just starting to rocket it up. They're still just shooting it up. What are they going to do? They're probably going to try to rig the election, but not even rig. I mean, they're trying to rig. Obviously, they're trying to rig it, but they're really going to try and spend a lot of money. That's not the rigging part, but they're going to spend a lot of money. This is Kamala Harris, Krampus, and Donald Trump. It's now 50 to 47%. It's kind of funny, man. Friends, did you know Donald Trump's odds liquidated as Bitcoin went down? So it's just showing you these odds. They're not like, they're okay, they're good, but there are people in here on leverage. So they have a leverage long position on like Bybit that's losing money. So what they do is they sell Trump and they get out. But no, the real odds are you take the bet, you wait to the election. What's the price? None of these like real time stuff that you can get in and get out. Even though like it's good. It's nice that it's live. But I'm just showing you that like, a lot of these people, you're trying to think like, hey man, you're not supposed to have a liquidation. Like why are you down 3% on the day? What? Because Bitcoin went down a bit. So that's something to think about. Also, you'd think as well, as this economy cracks, you'd think people want to change more, right? Explain that. Do you remember, friends, the odds of, I told you there's a 90% chance you get re-elected if stocks are going up into the 90 days of the election? Well, this thing's going down. Shouldn't Trump's odds rise even higher? So I guess it's one of those market things that we just never understand, right? Or maybe it's edge. It could be that. Now, here we are having some fun here. So, Ansem giving a top signal for Sol ETH. So, of course, friends, this is gold. I don't know why. So, this thing, it kept appearing in my Twitter feed. And I was wondering, bro, who the hell is liking this? It's obviously not him. It's not him, just has his haircut. And I realized I scrolled through the comments and everyone's saying it's him. So, that's another thing that comes out on Twitter on your feeds, friends. You're getting pinged these information from other people and how everyone's feeling. That's why I could notice a lot of people have the GFC collapses. When they start appearing on your Twitter feed, it's not because that person might necessarily know what's going on. It's just that when they put it out, a lot of people got alarmed and they liked it. And they're like, oh, I'm sidelined. Yeah, this thing's going to crash. And so they all liking it. So it starts appearing on your feed. Now, if we go back to the macro stuff, this is the US yield curve, friends. As you can see, it is above zero. It's uninverting, right? So this is what everyone's worried about, because every time it like uninverts, this happens. Bang, 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 bang. So that's what it's been, the longest inversion. That's the how's it uninvert? It's when they go, oh, you're about to start cutting because the economy is now cracking. So it's been a long time coming, but I just got to tell you once again, friends, once again, bro, there is a difference in this whole yield curve between 2008, okay, to the left-hand side and to the right-hand side, okay? We entered a new world in 2008. We died. The world economy literally died. The debt blew up. After that, they go, ah, crap. So they basically, everyone said, okay, let's take a 20-year loan against ourselves, pay everybody off now, and then everybody put their rates at zero, so we can't even pay off the interest repayments, and then that's it. And now they're just printing money to pay it off, and they're going to slowly kill the economy, or slowly. They're just going to kill the fiat system until they're basically time to move on. So knowing all this, though, when that US recession happens, you got to remember, man, you got to think about politicians, right, friends? If you knew the system, it's going to die anyway, and you know, like, oh, this thing's dead anyway. They know that, man. They know that, okay? So they're not going to wait 12 months to print money. You understand? Before 2008, they weren't printing money, by the way. There was no QE. Ben Bernanke came out, started doing it, okay? So if you knew, okay, the system's dying anyway, and what worked last time? Printing money. If you knew those, why the hell are you going to wait 12 months into the disaster zone to finally agree, oh, let's start printing money? You're not. Because people are going to literally riot and revolt against you. They are. Now, the stock market, though, friends, is the thing. The stock market, it's smart. It can force the printing. It capitulates to the point until they come out on TV and go, oh, we're going to print again. They go, okay, sweet, we're going up. It does that. It does things like that, okay? So we don't know how far, though, that disaster zone will come. We were hoping that Bitcoin is like 90 or 100K in the next few months, and then that crack from the stock market happens next year, and maybe Bitcoin capitulates from 100 back down to like 60 or 70K. And in that capitulation, with the stocks going like down 10, 20, 30%, whatever it is, then they go, okay, we have to pivot now, or we have to like really print. But once again, I'm just making up numbers here. What if we don't crack next year? I know no one thinks about that. Yeah, what if we don't crack? That's right, I said it. What if this thing fakes out this uninversion and then we come back down here? What if that happens? You see, there's all these possibilities that can always happen, that people are just waiting for this crack. Historically, they're waiting for the crack, man. Your portfolio gets cracked. You miss the whole thing. Peter Thiel, friends. You remember Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel, his firm, Palantir, joined the S&P 500 officially. And if you remember, he's a big psyopser. So he comes out in 2021 saying, yeah, I'm Peter Thiel. I don't own enough Bitcoin. Ha ha ha. I think you got to buy more Bitcoin. Literally top tick. Then literally went home on his plane and told him to dump $1.5 billion worth. Okay, exactly right after. And yeah, so now you get to see, right? He's a Coconut Intelligence Agency informant. So he's a scum psyopser. And now you get to see why, friends. See, you want to, that's how they bribe you, man. Oh, you want your company to get into the S&P 500? You know, Rocco Negro, friends, they control all the DCA money. The DCA money from the pensioners and everybody in Medicana, right? So, and everyone just basically, the trillions of dollars. So, if you're in that top 500, you get an automatic bid. So, it's awesome to be in rank 500 instead of 501. There's a big difference if you can finally make it to that index. So, obviously, they can bribe you with stuff. But this game will get dirty. It will get more dirty. We're in the then they fight you phase. We're still going to see more of these appear. It just doesn't feel like, friends. When you have scum like this running around, it doesn't feel like it's the end, man. It feels like I see too many bad enemies that we haven't slain yet. Slay. You remember the ice cream girl? Ice cream's so good. So that's why, man, like the bear market will start once we kill the final bears. That's what we're waiting for. But until then, we have to suffer. So shout out to Pulse DCA Club. And this is my news for you, friends. Nvidia, the stock, stores 3 times more value than Bitcoin. Wild. Crypto has been embarrassed by Ponzi stocks. And if you're holding stocks, they're all Ponzi, okay? They have an infinite DCA bid, they do, from working class people who have no idea they'll never get their retirement at the end anyway. So just let you know, friends, we've gone through this thousands of times, just explain it for you again. The money you're DCAing into stocks and your retirement stuff, you won't get your purchasing power. There is mathematically not enough money to pay everybody out because we didn't have enough babies, okay? There isn't enough. We have too many baby boomers, not enough kids. Now, there is a chance that AI replaces all the humans. Maybe that's their gambit card. I don't know. But I don't want to take that chance. And you don't either. That's why you're in crypto. That's where it's all going. And it's time now, friends, to remember the fundamentals. So all the altcoins and everything, just like, it's just still poop. Nothing's moving around. It's just if you've got DCA money, throw it in. I love Ash Ketchum and Pikachu. Remember, Ash is named Satoshi in the Japanese version, friends. So Bitcoin, friends, look at this. So read this together. Bitcoin has 320 million people holding. To get a 4x price increase, it needs another 320 million people to join to give it 240K. Just, yeah, that's true. Not making it up. Yeah. Bitcoin needs 320 million people to join, and now you'll have a 4x price increase from today. Whereas PulseChain only has 200,000 people in there. Remember, that's 200,000 holders. That's unique holders, not like, you know, the garbage spammers and stuff. Adding 1 million people, just 1 million, will give you a whopping 25x price increase, right? And in a bull market, you can get a euphoria effect on that. So I've gone through this, remember, a few years ago, where maybe you add 1 million people, your fair value is meant to be 25x, but that number can go anywhere from a 2 to a 6x higher as a multiplier. Now, it probably won't be the 6 because that's what Hex did. I did Metcalfe's Law last cycle, and that was Hex cycle 1. Maybe this one's only like a 3x multiplier. That's big. 25 times 3 is 75. Okay. But it's not even 1 million people yet. And that's what you basically put every altcoin you can do this for. But it's knowing these numbers isn't the magic. The magic is you having the foresight to say, oh, will you even get to that many people? That's the magic. And speaking of magic, friends, we do have a lot of magic of friendship. Let's actually play some nice Cranky G music. We're going to stomp the bears. Now, I always tell you, buy low, sell high. Don't worry about the sell part. There's a lot of blood and oppression and stuff, friends. But you got to remember, man, during these FUD times, you do get rewarded for like catching falling knives. You do. It might not be in immediately, but it happens, man. So do you remember I made a joke video and post. There was a guy with $14 who bought the DickWifButt dip at the low. Look at it. Next day, plus 27% reversal. So I know it's 27%, but just showing you, man. By the way, look, Atropa ecosystem and pDAI as well doing amazing. So these were the biggest gainers when I did the screenshot. I'm just going to show you, right? Look at this. Just look at the power of buying low. So you have pDAI here. Remember, pDAI, Atropa ecosystem, friends, they're all linked, all liquidity linked, okay? So it drops down here 85%. And you've had this one nice candle. That's beautiful to see. This is like a weekly candle here. Now, it might still take, you know, till October or whatever, but it's nice just to eventually see these things start moving, right? And you just have to think, how far are these things going to make you wait? How long are they going to make you wait before they actually start to move? You really got to think about that. Because I'll tell you right now, everyone always expects it to be a couple of weeks and stuff. I always say, dude, just expect 6 months. Just expect 6 months. In fact, just expect forever. Just think about forever. I want it to happen tomorrow, but normally it doesn't. It normally doesn't, friends. That's how people get psyched out. This is HOA as well. Remember, from the 9mm Tangang FUD, it went down 84, 85% as well. If you change to the pulse ratio, you just get to see these, man. These things just all hang around. This is their zone. I know it's a log chart to cope, but it's hard to see. It's hard to see what the hell is going on, friends. You actually need to see log, but it doesn't make it look like, oh, wow, we're not in that much pain. No. Like, you never want your things to go down. But yeah, it's down 70%. So there's just opportunities out here everywhere, man. And remember, you don't have to like any community, okay? Remember, friends, there are people out there, always, they try throw shade on me, but I've just letting you know, okay, friends, I have to pull back on like exposés and like just showing how people are frauds. I have to pull back on that. You want to know why? Because we're already in, and we now have to cater to the new people coming in, okay? There's no benefit in like, oh, let's just like keep tearing each other down here, because for what? What's the alternative? There is no other alternative. There's always insiders, there are always cabals, there are people who throw 10 shit coins out there, and then one goes up, they brag about it, and they top shill that too, and then everything goes down 90%, and they move it out of their rotation and go shill other junk as well. They're gonna keep on doing that, but we got to rise above that. That's what we're pretty much here for. So, I mean, like even looking at something funny like DickWifButt, friends, these things on these dailies starting to curl. I mean, they're just daily charts. I know everyone likes looking at these, but man, I'll just put these on a weekly. Like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? These, I don't look at charts like everyone else looks at charts. What I first look at is ETH price. I see a 2 in front of it, forget it. I don't care. I don't care what anything's doing. I literally don't care. I don't care because no one even remotely close to sell zones. No, not even like near it, right? So that's the mindset I'm thinking, and it helps you not get this hope. Oh, please go up, please don't go down, and stuff right here. You ultimately want to be with the cults, though, right? If you're not in a crypto cult, then you're not even in crypto. Okay, so this is Barney. Hey, I thought I had more stuff than this. So it's funny. That's what it ends up being, feeling like. But you're betting on the megaphone, man. You're betting on the megaphone. You're not betting that, oh, this guy's nice. Now I know, yeah. It's good to relate so other people can relate, but you're not meant to relate, man. Like, for example, if Kim Kardashian let you buy shares into her makeup company and you got to buy it at a 5 million market cap, how much money would you put in? That's right. You'd put your entire life savings. But you don't relate to makeup. You don't wear makeup. I know maybe some guys do in their bedrooms. Maybe they do, but up to 99.99999% of us don't have any. I don't know what the makeup is. It looks like a lollipop. I have no idea what the hell they're doing. What's this thing? Is it your eyebrow or is it going to your rear end? I don't know what the hell is going on here. You see that, but you understand, oh my gosh, that's cheap. You go, wait a minute. Kim Kardashian has a loud megaphone. 5 million market cap is too cheap. You're not betting that she's the best mother in the world. You're not even betting that she's never going to get another wrinkle in her life. You're not betting on that. You're just saying, hey, your megaphone is loud. Might not be what I want to hear, but it's loud. That's what you're betting on, okay? Like, subscribe, bet, but more. Catch you in the next one.